Hey guys, how is it all going? Thank you so much for joining me for what is with John Wick Chapter 4 movie review. And this ain't going to be much of a review, guys. This is literally going to be me absolutely gushing over this movie because this is one of the best films I have seen in a long time. I loved this movie. Loved it. This is what you go to the cinema for. This is it. And this movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes of just pure epicness, fantastic awesomeness, just some of the best action I have ever seen put to film. Ever. Ever. And it takes a lot to outdo the other John Wick movies. But my God, what they accomplished with the action of this movie is insane. Absolutely insane. Like, my God. It's not often I'm speechless, right? But when this movie finished and I was with me mates and we're walking out, and I was just like, that was epic. That was just amazing. I just don't know what to say. I was just so happy. Like, I couldn't believe what I had witnessed. Like, I was just sat there grinning from ear to ear for the whole runtime of this movie, which is 2 hours and 40 minutes long, and it really doesn't feel like it. It flies by, trust me. And I'm just sat there going, how the what hey and how the just it was it was just I have not had an experience like that in the cinema for such a long time, and it just made me so happy. So, just to get into my relationship with the John Wick series, as you guys already know, I'm such a huge fan of this series. I loved it. I remember watching the first John Wick movie, and it had such a simple plot. But the action was just so good. You hadn't seen anything like it. I had never seen so many people get shot in the head in one movie. And then we get chapter two. And what I really liked about chapter two, and also chapter three, but more so in chapter two, it built on the world of John Wick, which it built on like what was left like little breadcrumbs in the first John Wick movie gets explored a bit more, and we go more into the world and more of like these different hotels, different assassins, and I love that. I love the world building of these movies, and then that just gets expanded more into chapter three, and also with each entry, the action just gets more and more insane. Like in the second one, like it just went balls to the wall, nuts, and then you get to chapter three, and like the beginning of chapter three, I've never seen so many knives thrown into one person in my life, and like axes getting thrown into people's heads, and like just more bullets to the head, and like the action just gets upped and upped with every movie. My God, did they hit? Did they really strike gold with this one? Like I say, I love all the other John Wick movies. Every one of them is a 5 out of 5. I've loved them. Man, this is just, I don't even know where to start on this. Keanu Reeves is John Wick. He is amazing in this movie. He really is. He barely says a word in this one. I think this is probably the less he's spoken in any of the John Wick movies. I'd have to rewatch the first three again to like be sure of that, but I'm pretty confident that this is the least we hear of John Wick. But my God, man, does he just lay waste to nearly everybody in this movie. And I'm telling you, and this isn't even a criticism, by the way, but he must have Michael Myers from Halloween DNA, because there's so many times in this movie I sat there and I thought, how the fuck are you getting up from that? Like, how? There's so many times John Wick should have been crippled in this movie, but he just gets back up and keeps going. He's like the fucking Terminator, man. It's just insane. But it never goes like, I was going to say it never goes too far. It does go too far. But my God, you don't care, because it's just so damn awesome what you're watching and so damn entertaining that you don't care. You just don't care. Also, Donnie Yen is in this movie. He kicks absolute ass. I loved his fighting style in this movie. And he's playing a blind assassin and he's got a sword. And the way he just fucks people up with this sword is glorious. Glorious. Everyone is great in this movie. Everybody. There's not a weak link in this movie. I love me boy, Ian McShane. He's killing it as always in these movies. He just oozes class and style. And not only in this movie, he's just in like anything Ian McShane does. I'm just such a huge fan of his. Even back in like the Lovejoy TV series days, back in the, I would say, early 90s, if any of you guys old enough or in Britain to remember that. Superb. But I will give a special shout out to two performances in this movie. Is it Bill Skarsgård? I want to pronounce his name right. I think it's Bill Skarsgård. Is it Bill? Anyway, I'm gonna crack on with this review. I think I've got the name wrong on that one, but listen, he plays the villain of this movie, right? He does such a good job of being the bad guy. You really, really, really hate this prick. Like, really hate. You want to see him just get his comeuppance in this movie. You want John Wick to just grab hold of him and just completely knock 7 shades of shite out of him. Honestly, he plays him so well. Like, I was sat there watching thinking, I have never in a long time really, really hated the villain of a movie as much as him. And that just goes to prove just how much of a great job he did as that character. So absolutely well done. Like, oh, he's such a knobhead. Honestly, you really, really hate this guy. You really do. And also, to Scott Adkins, that plays the big Russian fella. I'm a big fan of Scott Adkins, and I've always enjoyed his movies. But I really liked his performance. Like, acting wise, I thought he did a fantastic job as this character in this movie. And it just goes to prove that I think this guy should be bigger in Hollywood. I think he should be leading movies a lot more in Hollywood than what he does. And I hope that Hollywood take note. So he's only in this movie for a short time, but he's so good. So good as this character. I hope this leads to like bigger roles for him. And also, just while we're on the point of Scott Adkins, I actually wouldn't mind Scott Adkins, being cast as Batman in James Gunn's DC universe. I actually think he would do a tremendous job as Batman, because he's got the looks of Bruce Wayne, the charm. I think he can pull that off, but he 100% will pull off the action for Batman. Like, that's not even a debate. And I hope he gets the chance. I really do. Like I say, I hope bigger roles end up coming to Scott Adkins because of this role. I thought he did a tremendous job. I really do. There's absolutely zero negatives in this movie. None. If you've watched the other John Wick movies, you are 100% going to watch John Wick 4. If you have not seen any John Wick movie, I implore you so much to start. Watch them. You will have never seen anything like it in your life. It's some of the best action ever put to film. It's got a fascinating story behind it, and like with each entry, just builds the world more and more. And now we're going to get like a TV series called The Continental, which is set back in the 60s or 70s, I believe. We're also going to get a spin-off called Ballerina. The world is just going to keep building, and I cannot wait for like all these little spin-offs we're going to get from John Wick. It's just such an exciting world to watch and be a part of. And guys, this is going to be no surprise for you. This is an absolute 5 out of 5. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a 100%. Go out and watch John Wick 4 on the biggest screen you can find and thank me later, because you are going to have the time of your life. Trust me. Oh my God. I don't smoke anymore. But after watching the end of this movie with all that action goodness in it, and it's insane what they do in this movie, insane. I nearly just lit up a cigarette again and just be like, oh my God, that was so good. So good. Oh, thank you, Mr. Wick. Thank you. So good, man. So good. Anyway, guys, have you seen John Wick? John Wick Chapter 4? What did you think of the movie? Let me know in the comments below. Do you like it more than the other John Wick movies? Or actually, put in order which is your favourite to your least favourite. For me, man, they are all literally just like this, honestly. But I've liked each entry more. And John Wick Chapter 4 is my favourite John Wick. But I love every single one of them. They're just fantastic. Honestly. Right, guys. As always, please take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see yous again real soon. Take care, guys. Goodbye now.